All right.
It's like a cat.
So, you know, here's what happens when you're live and technology just is a pain in the butt. It's the art of, and now we have sound. We've got sound playing. We've got all kind of stuff happening over here. We're professionals, people. Don't try this at home. The art of the dispute. We're going to have a fun show lined up today. We've got some amazing artists on the show. We've got some amazing musicians on the show. And we've got a fun subject. Paddling.
Yeah.
The beatdown. WWE style. Schools are bringing it back. Is this like a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is this like caveman era technology going on? Or, you know, is this about time? Bring it back. Where's it been? Right? So what are y'all's thoughts on this? Chime in with your comments on the comment feed. And we're going to address the comments as we go through the show. We're going to have some music. We're going to have some art. We're going to have all kind of cool stuff happening on the show today. Tonight, we've got an awesome event happening here at the studios where we are. Yeah, I was getting there. At the studios where we are, Hardy and Nance, right? And we've got a show tonight called Just Inc. number 7.
A lot of good people.
Just Inc. number 7, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Make sure you check it out. Over 30 artists right here. Awesome show. And like I think you're giving me hand signs back there. It's either that or we're
Studio 17.
Studio 17. Studio 17. I wasn't sure if we were officially in a gang or yeah.
You didn't get this.
I didn't wear the right colors, so I got a blue tie on. I don't know if that'll work.
I'm just holding up.
Yeah. Oh, you're in the Paisleys, bro. What's up?
This ought to be floating head.
This is the only thing that's not
You
black.
would take the jacket off.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't get the blue memo, dude.
Yeah.
What's up with that? Blue, blue,
I
blue,
showed you a
blue.
picture of my wardrobe.
Guys,
I was like, do I wear this?
Man, we
I
gotta
saw
hate on the
that.
guy in red. I'm just saying. So anyway, we got a fun show planned today. You guys be sure to comment because we are going to address your comments live on the comment feed. Shout out to a lot of sponsors who make this show possible. We're going to have commercials from them. But before we dive in, I want to turn it over to our guests for the shameless plug part of the show. This is part of their exorbitant pay package, where they get to tell us who they are, what they're up to, and where we can find their amazing work. So I'll turn it over to the veteran on the show, Joy.
I will be more than happy to start. I'm Joy Beckler, and I've got a website that's being worked on right now, and it's going to be quite spectacular. Give it a month or two. Working on the details, all encompassing. So find me on Facebook and Instagram under my name, Joy Beckler, Beckler. Give me your email, give me your information, and that's going to be the best way to go. I've got shows coming up. I've got lots planned. Discussions is something I'd like to talk about later if possible. Collaboration. I've got 20. I got to keep talking. What else do I say?
You don't have to keep talking. That's just your timer. She has all kind of cool
Here's my
artwork.
stuff. I'm scrappy. I can do pretty much anything. I love drawing live. I love collaborating with other people. That's what it's all about. That's key.
And she likes long walks on the beach
Sure.
that lead to the margaritas.
Hey. Maybe.
I know.
Okay, my name is Hannah, and our group is Roseman Arts. We're a group of artists that do like interior decorating and murals and interior design stuff for restaurants and homes. We're about to open a brand new location. Look at our website at Roseman Arts. That's also our Instagram and Facebook page for the updates and the invite to our opening in the Galleria.
Ooh.
Right on.
Yes. Congrats.
Very
Thank
nice.
you.
Chris.
All right, hey guys, I'm Chris. I posted a couple of times, but you can find me at Plain Colors is one of the bands. I just started drumming for 54 Reasons with this guy. You can also find me at Texas Music and Art. What are the other ones? TGT.Inc. Whine Show, of course. I'm all over Houston. Come see us at Avant Garden on Tuesdays. Every Tuesday at 8 o'clock, and we host one of the largest open mics here in Houston. Come see us. Come talk. You know, we'll share a drink.
Right
Thanks,
on.
guys.
Did you see how he name dropped there? He's just like, I've hosted a couple times. I mean, you know.
He didn't like the veteran
Yeah,
thing over
just-
here. Yeah, I got you.
All right.
Well, I'm Juan Alvarez. I play guitar and sing for 54 Reasons. And we have a show coming up on October 29th with Assuming We Survive at Warehouse Live
In the green
Green
room.
Room. So be there. It's going to be a huge show. And we have an EP dropping on October 16th called Your Mother's Favorite Band, so check it out.
Also the music video.
Music
coming
video.
soon
Yeah.
for Dirty Rim.
Yeah. October 16th and September 28th. LVR. It's an acoustic sad song. It's no smiling.
I saw you smiling, man.
Yeah.
Outside. So,
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's gonna get paddled.
yeah.
Right.
He's gonna get paddled.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
All right. So we got a fun topic here today, guys. We're talking about bringing back paddling in school. Apparently, there's some schools starting to bring it back. Is this something that should have died a long time ago, or are you guys going, heck yeah, where's this been? So let's go around. Let's share our thoughts, like a 1 minute kind of a bullet point. Give me your thoughts on this, and then we'll dive in from there. So
I'm probably the oldest one in the group, so I think it's archaic. I think there's better ways than by way of fear and force. I understand the dynamic of the challenges of being run over and the disrespect that kids have these days, but I have my own history in remembering. I remember the paddle. I'm going to say no. So I'm going to be that one.
she started tearing up. Y'all see that?
Wait till you hear my story.
Yes. All right.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
It should definitely come back, but I think in specific ways, like it should be paired with something else or with consent from the parents. But yeah, sure, yes, definitely come back.
Okay. And make it into a reality show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's different weapons involved.
Goodness.
You've been chosen for tribute.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm so scared. Going into Principal Joe's office. Oh god.
Choose your weapon, son.
So I'm torn on it because it's like, you know, at school it's one thing because kids are already going through so much, but like at home, like I mean, shoot, I got the wooden spoon, the wooden cooking spoon, and a belt at home though. So yes, but no. Like I think schools is stepping a little too far. I mean, kids are already dealing with bullies and so much different, you know, different things already that, I mean, getting whooped by your principal shouldn't be another thing that they gotta worry about. So I'm torn. But no, not at schools. Home, yeah. Bring it on.
Alright.
Bring on the paddle.
Alright.
Well, I'm in between because some kids these days are really disrespectful and go up to a teacher and punch them. If it gets to like a physical matter, then yes, it's totally all right. But if they're just being
Punch them?
Yeah.
no, like just like yeah.
Students go up to teachers and
And
punch
punch
them.
them,
Yeah.
you
That's
know?
what he's saying.
That
Punch
really
the
happened?
teacher.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
There's YouTube videos
Yeah,
everywhere.
watch
Yeah,
that
there's
too.
tons of YouTube
I think it's
videos.
really
Yeah.
disrespectful, but I mean, if they're
Like
just
full
disrupting,
on
yeah.
rolling around in the
This
aisles.
Is the age difference thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they're just like disrupting, like talking or like, you know, on their phones, then no, they shouldn't get whooped for that. But if they're like just going up to a teacher,
Then you
like,
just throw things at them, like staplers or whatever's on their desk.
Yeah.
Cha!
Yeah, But if
Oh!
they're just going to that point, you know, that's getting physical, then yeah, they should get a whooping.
Too
That's
much
cool.
gray area.
Definitely.
Okay.
So I'm like in between. No and yes. Depends like how severe they're acting in school. Yeah.
All right. All right. So we got a mixed panel here.
Good
We've
question.
got a kind of a hard line no. We've got a sure, let's do it. We've got an in the middle. I think you guys are kind of in the middle, right? Y'all were both kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
You were like at home, but not at school.
Right.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, home
You know,
definitely.
What your
Yeah,
parents do is like they're your parents. You know, they gotta keep you straight or keep you in line.
And you were
whatever.
more of a it was similar to that, right?
Yeah, but like me,
with a
it's just
little more of a
Substantial.
yeah, a little more on the other
It
side.
depends, you know, because some kids like they go home, they don't teach them discipline, you know. Their parents are just like, do whatever the fuck you want. Oh, sorry.
Oh, F-bomb painting.
We had our first F-bomb. This F-bomb brought to you by 54 Reasons.
Oh, we don't have our son.
But yeah, so they don't get no discipline, you know. And
What if
when
they
you
get
go
too
to
much
school-
discipline and then they just
Look
do
at-
expect it at home?
Joy's
I mean,
ready
they
to
go,
jump in.
sorry, it's just, and
Woo!
then they go to school and they mimic the same behavior because that's
Throw
how
this
they
at
get
him.
attention.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it's
Yeah.
it's kind of a double-edged sword there of saying that. Yes, that there needs to be
But then-
discipline.
Those bullies should get paddled, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
bullies,
If
yeah.
you're
I
gonna
like
say
the
bring the
parent
bully.
consent. I like that.
If you bring the bully into school, then why shouldn't they get in trouble as well?
I agree. I was bullied hard. Like I could not go out.
So
in
there's
the-
what the paddling comes in.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Beat
that.
you until you understand.
She was.
Maybe there would be less bullies to worry about if there was paddling.
Hey,
Exactly.
Hashtag beat the bullies.
Hashtag beat the bully. Nice, nice. All right, so look, we've already got a kind of established now everybody's position, right? We've got a hard against, we've got a hard go for it, and we've got a at home but not at school, and then we've got, let me see the circumstances. I think there may be some call for it. So literally the panel is like a great broad brush of society here today because we've got all the viewpoints represented. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, now we're going to start diving in, and Joy couldn't even contain herself already. She was ready. Yeah. How do you feel about paddling panel members? Give Joy a spoon and just whack!
Go pick your stuff outside. Come back in.
So when we come back from break, we're going to launch into the debate and go at it. And after that break, you guys, your comments. So we need your comments hitting the comment feed because then we're going to turn the guests loose on what you guys have said, and we'll tear that up. So we'll be right back after a word from our sponsor. Phil and Derek's Restaurant and Jazz Bar, located in the midst of bustling Midtown in Houston. You'll find a laid-back atmosphere and ambiance reminiscent of the comfort of your own living room, coupled with the flair of pizzazz and glitz from live New York-style cabaret entertainment 7 nights a week. Phil and Derek's is not only the ideal restaurant with a great, long-standing wine selection, but also with a full bar as well. Phil and Derek's stock and knowledge of wines from Napa Valley wines, French Bordeaux's, Spanish and Argentinian wines, just to name a few, are the envy of wine connoisseurs far and wide. Phil and Derek's Sunday Brunch was voted Best Morning After Brunch for 3 consecutive years. Come indulge in the ample buffet of crepes, omelets, various salads, meats, complimentary mimosas, and much, much more. Enjoy delicious foods from the kitchen until midnight. We're equipped with large dining areas, ideal for every party need, whether business or pleasure. Come see and enjoy all that Phil and Derek's has to offer. Welcome back to the Art of Dispute. I almost said the Artist Edition. The Art of Dispute. We are talking about paddling. Now we have a talking brush that could be used as a paddle. I'm just saying, right? We're talking about paddling in schools. Schools bringing back paddling. Is this like a great idea? Is this a bad idea? What do y'all think? I see some comments already flying by on the comment feed, so I know we're gonna have stuff to talk about. You guys chime in with your thoughts. But we've been diving into it so far here. We've got a hard no on it. No way, don't bring it back to school. We got a let's go for it. We've got a only at home, not at school, like a fan of it at home, but not at school. And then we've got the far side over there. We've got I need to see the circumstances, but, we've all seen the YouTube videos of, like, the kids just, like, decking the teacher, and they're rolling around in the aisles and knocking over desks, and kids are jumping up. Nobody's stopping anything. Everybody's going straight to YouTube with it,
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's like a horrible thing to me. I'm like, stop the fight, you psychos, man. Like, how sadistic do you have to be?
He had to start with that before he went to me.
I'm like, what's wrong with people that they won't stop? If they're just like, I'm just gonna film this. What's up, y'all?
Keeping you on your toes, Joe.
And I would personally, because I have a warped sense of humor, I would straight up be the kid making it as awkward for the principal as possible. Right? Every swat, it's like, oh God, yes, yes. Like, right, they would be freaked out. They would be like, okay, we're done
Sorry,
here.
go.
We're done. Just go back to class. Don't talk about this anymore. Yes, the talking brush.
I have the talking
It's
brush.
all yours. Take it away.
Thank you. I'm going to counter that. I'm going to brush stroke that away. No, so different perspective. I think the key that you said, though, is the motivation of why those kids are behaving the way that they are and addressing that instead of a Band-Aid. And a hit is a Band-Aid. It doesn't fix anything. It may put a sense of fear. And I remember getting spanked by Mr. Durkish, who was this tall guy, and I had to go in there and I patted my butt. And it didn't
Well,
really
you don't need a
hurt.
Band-Aid if you hit him right.
Well, I mean, I think he was as horrified as I was, and I just remember that experience.
I would definitely be freaked out paddling a
Well,
girl.
first
I would.
of all, I was in the room
Yeah,
by
I
myself.
see
I mean,
that.
I'm 49, so the things were different. I remember the paddle stick in kindergarten, and this one kid would beg for it. And man, that teacher loved to give it to him, and just kind of use that as
That's
a
kind of weird.
Yeah.
well, so you get into that gray area of what makes it okay. What are the parameters of what makes it okay? I like what you said about the parental okay, like making it a we have to address this thing. We have to shut up now.
No, you're
Okay.
good. Keep going.
I have the stick.
Yeah.
But overall, I never had to be spanked. I mean, just the stink eye and the, if I ever said I was bored, I was found something to do. You didn't say certain words. Words
Right.
were powerful in our household. You didn't say stupid. You didn't say hate. I mean, so I didn't have to be taught by way of getting hit. I was taught by way of words.
All right. What say you, Hannah?
So back to what you said though
She's
about
German.
about the whole, like, you got the stink eye and people were just scared. Well, like, the paddle on the wall is gonna scare the kid enough, firstly, if they're the type. But my whole thing is, like, firstly, I don't know if you guys have heard about the school that already released the paddling in Georgia. They already started it.
Yeah.
But I think the main thing is, you're right, there shouldn't just be one person in the room. There should be a female and a male in the room present. They have all the security cameras in the schools. There should also be a consent form for the parent, and that's what they did in Georgia. This fall, they brought back the paddling. There should be a consent form from the parents. And
What's the age?
they started in elementary school, but I believe they ended it in high school. But my thing is, if they brought it in high school, there would be, I think, less bullies.
That's what they need.
Yeah, no, and I'm still, I'm sick and tired. I have a 3-year-old. I'm sick and tired of people looking at me weird whenever I spank him in public. Like, you're not supposed to do it. Okay, well, my son is El Diablo, okay? So he needs a spanking every now and then. If we're in church and he's screaming while it's loud, I'm going to spank him, and people looking at me like I'm crazy is not... it's not going to make me stop. So if it is more normalized like it was before, to where people... do it on whenever their kids are misbehaving, then I think, it'll help the kids behave more like they were when it was being done, the paddling.
Anytime somebody gives you the stink eye, just kind of go.
I go, excuse me? Are you his parent? No? Okay.
You haven't seen that. My mother's stink eye was enough.
Yeah, I know, and it should be, but it's not, because kids aren't scared. They're not scared of being punished. And that's the problem.
It doesn't hurt. That's why.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
So they're desensitized.
Lord,
They're desensitized.
Okay, so I get that. There's so much availability. We were secluded at my age. We didn't see the availability.
They gave Chris the talking brush and nothing happened.
I just moved on.
You're good. You're
Moved on.
fine. Just,
I got it.
Chris, you got something to say down there?
Sure.
All right.
All right. So, man, for the paddling thing, like, all right. So I'm torn because, like, I dealt with bullying a lot, and in high school and school, like, especially moving here from California, I was wearing like a puka shell necklace, and these Texan kids in their boots were just whooping my ass. And then, got to the point where I started fighting back. But I had a vice principal that kept me out of trouble, a really good guy, Mr. Muesler. Hopefully he's watching. But I don't think, the school should beat their students. It seems a little much to me, for that to go on at school. Like, I feel like parents should take the responsibility to, whether they do or not, whoop them at home, but it should be an at-home kind of thing, not at school where these kids are already dealing with stress and other people and all these different outside influences that are basically like, growing their perception of the world. And high school is kind of like, society in like a small kind of pond kind of way, like that's your first like experience into like, different cliques and different influences, and you're learning about all these different subjects, and it's really cool. But like, bullies are a definite problem, and we talked about it on the show once. Is suicide with teens and you know kids, and it's a really huge epidemic. But
How do you think they should be punished? If it's
I
like a
mean,
real world, like society.
that's I mean, well, like kid jail, you know,
Just like
not
detention,
not
and they don't care
juvie,
about
but
that.
I know detention's fun. You know,
Yeah,
you get to
so
hang out with the cool kids.
What is the point?
My
It's
bully
just
was
like
in high
jail,
school. She
you
got
know?
detention.
It's just like jail.
Wow.
Detention's just like jail then.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you learn a lot in jail too, though. So it's like, you know, you got options.
But it doesn't help
Saying.
But it doesn't help them, just like jail. It doesn't help them.
It doesn't help them,
Is
but
the
like,
audience enjoying?
we
I
gotta
hope
we
so.
gotta channel that energy, whether it be anger or depression or this, that, and the other, and whatever these kids are going through, take
So
them aside.
It
and
goes
like,
back to the motivation. It goes back to the
Hmm?
the essence of
Yeah.
what the
Yeah.
issue is.
Like, put that kid in an art program or
Yes.
a music program
There's
and
other
have him take
things.
out his anger on a drum kit or guitar or with a paintbrush.
What if they're just assholes?
Then, you know, I don't know, have Principal
You
Joe
know?
whoop the kid.
She's going home with the paintbrush.
I'm just saying.
Somebody take this from me.
Well, for me, it's just like in between. Depends how the kid is acting. If he's like trying to fight the teacher, well, yeah, whoop him. You know what I mean? But I think it should be like high school and like probably some middle school, not just like elementary kids, because they're just kids.
So an age
So they-
range.
So they'll just
I
like
gotcha.
probably just talk, and as soon as the teacher said, "I'm gonna give you detention," they'll shut up and sit down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if it's like in a high school student, it's like, oh, detention, I don't give a crap.
What is detention like these days?
You just sit in a room.
You
You,
work
they
it
tell you
down
to
your
do your
phone.
homework,
Yeah.
but you just sit on your phone and talk to
So
people.
there's no-
Not
Yeah, there's
stuff.
no like it's different.
There's no consequence.
You
No.
just
Not
said
really.
time out. Like,
Yeah.
that's it.
And if you get like suspended, it's just like, oh, 3 days off.
And
Cool.
if the teacher doesn't
Yeah.
want to be there, they just leave early.
I'm
So
not a bad kid, I swear.
Man, y'all are convincing me more and more of the paddling.
Yeah, like I mean, it's not a bad thing. Just depends on what it is. And like she said, there should be people there in the room to like witness it, not just like one on.
Yeah,
You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I-
In this day,
Yeah.
I'm
it's
going
for
more
sure.
towards that too. I have to admit. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, I'm very anti, but I can see where there's a place for it.
Yeah,
Mm.
and if there's people in the room, not just like one on one. Like
On
they
break,
do
we need to
with
show you some
Yeah, that
YouTube
might
videos.
not-
Yeah, I'm behind on that.
Well-
of course. I mean, just that those things didn't happen in school. There wasn't the same
Like,
disrespect all
this
over the
time
board.
and age, just like so disrespectful.
Yeah, I think that's, you know, I wanted to touch on that. Like, do we feel like there's been a progression? I mean, I'll be 50 in a couple of weeks, right? So,
Me too.
yeah,
Yeah, we're the
the older people on the show, not the old people, but the older people on the show. Anyway, you know, I'm like, I look back when I went to school and nothing close to what I see on YouTube videos and everything else now. I'm like going, oh my God, but they were just like, we would have been under the school in a
Yeah.
shallow grave. I mean, like, you know,
Like, yeah.
I think
never would have put up with that stuff,
Like, I went
you
to
know?
school
I mean,
called
at
Academy
all.
High school, and like that school was crazy. You know, we were like on the news like 3 years in a row. They were like doing riots, food fights, and then when teachers tried to stop the fights, they like punched them in the face.
Sounds so fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Like you didn't like as a high school kid, you know. But then you grow up, it's like wow, it's disrespectful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's,
I got
it's
in trouble for
amazing to
saying-
me.
When I first came to Texas, I didn't know from upstate New York, you're supposed to do this yes ma'am, no sir thing.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
I wasn't
that was
trying to
new.
even be disrespectful and whoosh.
Yeah, that's a
know.
cultural thing for sure.
Yeah, but it was
Texas.
still at that same time period where
You know,
just,
some people.
would you like the stick?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Some people. I like the talking brush.
I do too.
Some people are really bent out of shape about that. They get they're anti ma'am and sir. And there's like a whole history behind the words and all this kind of stuff. And I mean, I've seen people kind of get kind of flipped out about it. But at the end of the day, I'm like, is that what it is now? I'm like, you know, culturally, it's not about a dominance thing. It's about a respect thing,
Yes.
you know. And to this day, I don't care if it's a 3-year-old kid. I say yes, sir,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm going through the drive-through at McDonald's, you know, or whatever, and they're like, you know, you want anything else with that? No, ma'am, that's good, you know, whatever. I can't even
Yeah.
not do it. It's just.
Yeah.
It's like habit.
Yeah, it's straight up habit, you know, and I mean to say it, and even with, like I said, with little kids. Sorry, drop
People
my.
wanna
I have
be
to stop
seen.
talking now.
People want to be seen and acknowledged. It's a respect thing.
Yeah. So, what are we looking at in time? I can't see time. There's no signal. Huh? There's nothing on the screen.
We're doing good.
We're dead.
We got commercials coming soon.
All right, so anyway, I was going to say that even with the little kids, that for me, I'm trying to instill in them the
Yes.
idea that I respect them. right? And that they're worthy of respect, right? I think that's a cool thing to do, right? But I run into people that are all bent out of shape about it. And I kind of like, with the paddling thing, I'm like, you know, there's part of me that I went to psychology and I never had to paddle my kids. Like Ash, if I looked at her with a stern face, she would start crying. And I swear, I think both my son and my daughter both got one pop in their entire childhood. Then they knew that was on the table as an option.
But here you are, so you're addressing.
So now I'm not like necessarily for or against, but I lean more to the for side just because I see how bad it's got.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, I don't know if it's because it's not happening at home. There's not discipline at home, but I see the level of disrespect that is being put on to teachers and the people in authority in school. And they're straight up no respect. I mean, like, no respect. They're just massively disrespected. And it's crazy to me. I'm like,
there's information that I need to see to be
yeah,
able to make
I mean, the level of.
I'm in my past. I mean,
it's kind of scary to me. It really is. So I don't know. You know, I'm like I said, I'm not hardcore for it, but I think we're probably more on the same page.
Depends on the circumstances.
I'm like, if a teacher tries to punch if a student tries to punch a teacher,
Then,
I'm like, you're getting pops.
Yeah.
And we're probably gonna put it on YouTube.
Talking on their phone or something, then no.
We're probably gonna stream it live.
It's like meet me out in the parking lot after class.
Right. I mean, it's like, come on.
Just
So look, we've got to take a break. We're going to get a commercial, and when we come back, we're going to start addressing the audience comments.
Sweet.
So, one more sponsor break here. When we come back, we're taking your comments. The guests are going to give their feedback. Let's see what happens. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, Joe Orsak, host of the Whine No Whine Show. And I'm here with my special new guest, Dean DeBassi, brand new sponsor of the Whine No Whine Show. Can't wait till he gets to tell you all about himself.
Hello everyone, my name is Dean DeBassi and I'm with First Choice Loan Services. We close all of our loans on time. We have great rates and low fees, and we have push button get mortgage. All right, just kidding. In all seriousness, folks, we are a boutique mortgage lender, and we lend in 49 states. We choose not to play in the commoditized lending world, such as push button get mortgage. There is no such thing.
Hey everybody, this is Paul Compton with JLA Realty, Houston's fastest growing real estate team, and I'm very pleased to announce that I'll be opening a new office in Spring, Texas. One of the things that I depend upon with my business is being able to refer my clients to a lender that I can trust, because that can be the difference between them being able to buy the home of their dreams or not being able to buy a home at all. So, you know, I've always referred my clients to Dean. He always takes care of them. If you're thinking about getting a home loan, do not go with one of the big guys where you're just going to be a number. Give Dean and his team a chance.
I am a certified mortgage planning specialist. Less than 1% of all your originators have that designation. So, if you are seeking a mortgage and would like to experience a true boutique mortgage experience, please call the number below or go to DeBassiLoans.com. Let us show you why First Choice Loan Services is leading the mortgage lending industry.
All right, welcome back to the Art of Dispute. And we are having a good dispute. Corporal punishment with the kiddos, man. Is it cool to give them a paddling? Is it not? That's what we've been talking about, and we definitely have like a split panel going on here. So we're gonna hop over to the audience comments now and see what the audience has got to say. Virgil!
Hi, Virgil.
Yeah, Virgil is a regular on the show. He's a fantastic photographer and just a cool cat. We disagree on stuff all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like we're all opposites on all sorts of stuff, but he's always super cool. It's like, you know, he's really chill. Yeah, you know, I love that. So he's a cool guest on the show. So Virgil says. Virgil says, paddling conveys the wrong message to children. It reinforces violence as a solution and answers no problems. And it reinforces violence as a solution as an answer to the problems, I guess he's saying. Okay. There are better ways to deal with disciplining students than physical punishment. We paddle kids and wonder how we end up with wife beaters and other kinds of violent behavior.
I didn't get a chance, but she took it.
Hannah's just
Do
trying.
you know? This is the most vague comment that people say. Okay, when they say there are better ways, and then you say, "What are the better ways?" and they say, "Well, I don't know." Okay, so
Come on, Virgil,
that's
bring it
not
on.
a real one. Okay, that's not real. And also the wife beater comment. There have been several studies in psychology. I just got my bachelor's in psych. And there have been several studies that show that violence does not lead to abusers. Okay?
Wow.
Bam. Who's
Get
next?
down.
She's been figuring this out the whole time.
I'll tell
Who's
you.
next?
Know it.
Look at that. Oh! The girls got their thing going on over here. They're just like, no, no, not for you.
Well, I mean, at home I got like whooped, with a belt and stuff.
And the
so,
wood spoon.
Yeah. So I mean, violence doesn't do really anything.
Yeah, no, I don't think that.
Like,
I mean,
if you're doing it just for the hell of it, just like come here, well, yeah,
yeah.
But if he's being disrespectful to a certain extent that he needs to be like disciplined or beaten,
Yeah.
so he can
It
pay
definitely
you.
depends on how it's administered, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, it shouldn't just be
Okay.
like, okay, you're
Fair enough.
writing
Yes.
something wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's an ancient text, as I always like to say, that addresses the thing about not committing discipline and anger, right? Not provoking
sure.
your child to anger.
Exactly.
And so, in other words, like if I don't explain to you the infraction, if I don't explain to you why I'm going to punish you or whatever else, and I just grab you and you
Yes.
start,
Yeah,
and in anger start,
Yes.
beating down on you, that's going to produce some problems with the
Yeah,
kids.
that's
Yeah,
different.
100%
That's
agree.
different.
So,
Yes,
but if
yes.
I say, look, do you understand why you're in trouble?
Yeah, exactly. That's what they did with.
Do you understand
Yeah.
that there are consequences for action that is not approved in this house? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
so,
school.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
or school or wherever. Right. And if you approach it in a calm manner that way, I don't think it leads
Yeah,
to any kind of
for sure.
long term.
Yeah, that's how my parents were with.
In fact, I think the long term thing it leads to is a healthy, well balanced
The
human being.
consequences.
Yeah.
They
serious
say that you should
So-
take 5 minutes to
We got
breathe.
one more comment over there. We got to get. Let's chime in on that, and then we're gonna go
Real-
back to a
real
comment
quick,
over here.
Just on the lighter side of things, once you get whooped by your mom with those like wham to the back of the head, like enough times, you start to turn into a Dragon Ball Z character, and you start dodging things like Jackie Chan. And you're just like, I saw you coming.
All right, straight up. You just said that. I gotta share, man.
Sorry.
All right, so
Just saying.
I did martial arts for a bunch of years,
Yeah.
right? And 2 black belts. And at some point, this happened where I'm in trouble and I'm getting a little lippy with the mom. And she straight up, she didn't slap me. Like, it wasn't her thing. She would just tear my hide up with the switches and stuff. But I made her mad enough that she was gonna smack me. And she reared back like this, and I just went.
And you're ready.
I just went into like a standard block, and she goes, "Oh, don't you use your karate on me?" And it's like, what am I supposed to do? Let you hit me?
Thank you.
I couldn't help it. It was just straight up a reaction.
Instinct.
Totally not the thing to do. Totally not the thing to do. That was go get a switch. Yeah, tore me up. Oh, all right. We got a comment from Alex Alvarez. Alex Alvarez, who ran production for us behind the scenes, and really cool cat. Alex says, even the bullies would realize that there are consequences for their actions rather than just getting verbally reprimanded.
That's true.
Once again, that it would have to be a specific individual doing this, and I would need to be informed on top of a couple other stipulations I'm sure others would agree on.
I'm just going to grab this because I want y'all's opinion on it. My bully was in high school, so much that I couldn't go into the hallways without knowing if she was going to come and just throw me up against the lockers or pull me through, the lunchroom, by my hair. And I remember the special ed kid stood up for me, and she actually slapped him in the face in front of the lunchroom. But what do you do with high school students that are the
That's what
bullies?
I'm
That's
saying,
where
beat 'em.
that's where the bully issue came in for me. Okay.
I'm kidding. It's like,
It's a good question,
But-
though.
no,
but
How
where's
do you
the
deal with
age,
it?
where's the age, where that happens? That is, what do you do with that? Because she got detention for a couple of weeks. It was bullshit.
I say
Sorry.
continue to beat them.
It's been a very profane show. I want to apologize.
I I say continue to beat them. Like the bullies, yeah, like you said, the bullies eventually will understand because we were just talking about with detention does nothing. It's a game. Like we just sit there on our phones. But yeah, if they understand.
Not that we
they're
ever
gonna
went
get
to
beat.
detention.
Yeah,
We've
no.
just heard that
We
it's
just
like
heard
that.
There's
Yeah.
nothing
Great
between
role model.
that and detention. There's nothing between paddling and detention.
In school suspension, which is just the same thing, except you're in there longer and throughout the whole day.
You can't take
You
them
know?
away from. You can't take their electives away. You can't take them out of stuff.
Not
You
that
can't
I've
punish
heard of.
them.
Not that I've heard of.
No.
But that doesn't seem like
Some
it
kids
would
just
work.
don't care. You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
they
take
don't
football, I
care. Or say they're not in
Really?
electives.
They just don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Ew. Ew.
What if they're not in electives? What if they don't do sports or anything? You can't take anything away.
Oh. Give them something then.
Yeah.
Make them.
You're
do
now on
something.
the football team, and you're suspended from it, sir.
Alright.
You're a quarterback of the football team. You're playing tonight.
That's a little bit juxtaposition-ish thing.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that
Want me to
appropriate
move on to the next comment?
No.
All right. So Chris, our amazing co-host from Hand Art, he says kids need to be disciplined. Why not let them kneel on hard rice? I mean, at least the
Chris!
level of pain is the same across the board. My dad hits a lot harder than my mom.
that's true, yes.
My mom's faster though. You know, like my dad, I can see him coming from a mile away. So,
Huh.
what you thinking?
I mean, I agree with that in a
No,
way.
and I really didn't mean
I
kneel on
didn't
hard
ex-
rice. I just mean like wall sit, something that is
Yeah.
across the board the same. You can go into an environment where, I mean, is it the gym teacher giving you a paddling, or is it the library, librarian?
Yeah.
That's my
Sure.
point on it.
How about some hardcore physical ed?
Yeah, the wall sits. They
Yeah.
work.
Like, all right, 50
Seriously.
burpees. 50
Seriously.
burpees. Let's go.
But it depends.
Yeah.
Make 'em
What
lose
if the
some of that
bully? What if
weight.
the bully's like a jock
Oh,
and he
yeah,
like
yeah,
works
true.
out? He's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is nothing. I could do 100 of these.
What if it's
Yeah.
what if it's physically appropriate type of thing, right? So
Yeah.
different skill levels.
But when you're in sports, that's
I like
your
it.
punishment. You
Yeah.
gotta run. You gotta run. You gotta run. You gotta do right.
Well,
All right,
I
so
think
if you're
pretty much
on the
help you.
sports team, you have to learn to do scales on the piano, and it's going to be an hour.
We can do embarrassment things, make
Yeah.
make them dance like a ballerina
Yeah.
in
Like
front
a
of the
talent
school
show.
assembly.
Yeah.
A talent show.
For bullies.
Yeah.
But I don't think
It may
that'll
that
be
just
like.
made fear. Like,
I don't. I don't think the kids would do it. That's the thing. It's like you can't make me do that. I don't want to do it. You know what I
Spartan
mean?
kick.
That's exactly
The
how it
defiance
would
thing
be,
is what
right?
Yeah, it's like trying to make a kid play basketball. It's like, okay, I'd rather do music than basketball. You can make me play fucking basketball. You know what I mean?
2 F-bombs.
Right,
Oh.
you're right.
So,
This second F-bomb brought to you by
Why?
you know?
54 Reasons.
That's what I think. Like the
so
paddling.
make
even,
him take make him take a.
Am I
etiquette
rewarding
class.
his behavior by plugging y'all's band?
I like
Is that
it.
what's going on over
I
here?
like it.
How about
No,
an
but I
etiquette
think if they're in
class?
high school, like she was
An
saying,
etiquette
I
class.
think it's gonna be similar to detention.
Seriously.
It'll end up
Etiquette would be cool.
if the teacher
Like-
doesn't want to be there, they don't
That's
care.
what I think.
I'm
Like,
here
she-
for that too.
That would be painful for people, but they would know how to act properly, and that
True.
gives them information and possibly the experience that makes them uncomfortable going into situations where they don't know what to do. If they're actually taught, what's that movie? What's that old movie where she's all, and then she's taught all the proper language and stuff. Oh,
Deadpool?
Oh, Hepburn.
Sorry, guys.
Where's
Audrey Hepburn.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I
See,
know what you're
right?
talking about.
And then she
That
gets
is
into
definitely an
it,
older
and she's
flick.
empowered by the of how it feels to act proper and be respectful because she just didn't know or she wasn't taught. There could be some cool things with that.
I don't think it's a like go-to immediate behavior. It's not like, oh, I caught you chewing gum in class. It's
Yeah,
swats. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
It's I think like it should be the extreme end of the disciplinary behavior, and just for people to know it's on the table. That's kind of like I was saying with my kids. I literally only swatted them once in their entire life each, but then they both knew that was on the table. That was an option.
But there's nothing
Right.
from A to Z. You're talking from A detention to Z paddling.
Yeah, so we've got to think more creatively when it comes to how do we discipline before that point. So I'm like, it should be there. It should be on the spectrum of punishment.
I could agree
You
with
know.
that.
So we got another comment here from Alex Rossman.
Roseman.
Roseman.
That's my husband.
Okay, Alex Roseman. You need to put an E in there, dude. I'm just saying. All right. So you spelled your name wrong.
Excuse me, we're Roseman
So-
Arts. Excuse me.
Yeah.
You wanna hear
Banamur.
His name is Rosero Moncayo, so he put the Rose Mon.
Ah.
Yes, it's a long name.
There we go. Well, see, now that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
I'm much happier now. Alex says, I think psychology is just a modern word.
Exactly.
I was disciplined with a belt, and I'm not traumatized. Discipline must be at home.
I agree. It does. It should be at home, but
So do I. What
but,
happens when it's not?
But parents don't discipline. That's the problem. They think it's a. Have you seen the the videos of the parents calling the police on their parents for hitting them?
Yep.
You need to go to his Facebook page, not that one, the group.
Yeah.
Kids call
I'm
the
like-
cops on their parents?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
no,
hitting them, and the
and
cops
then they
show
get-
up, and it's like an abuse charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
no.
I'm like,
Child service.
I'm like, go ahead and
Yeah,
pick
child
that phone up.
services.
Go ahead and pick that phone up. Because it's
a
going to take the
problem.
police at least 5 to 8 minutes to
So
get here, and a
every-
lot can happen in that time.
Or 2 days to find the body.
That's
Right.
insane.
So, I mean, yeah,
Because
it does
if
need
you're going
be-
to charge me with abuse, it's going to be worth it. All right? I'm going to give those cops something to see. Okay?
It
So
does-
go ahead and pick up that phone.
They get both.
It does need to be at home,
I'll
but the
pick it up
problem
for you.
is it doesn't happen.
It's psychological
But you're
warfare.
liable even at home.
Yeah,
You can't-
It does need to be at home, but the problem is it doesn't happen.
And some
Parents
parents just
want to
don't
be
care.
their kids' friends, okay?
Yeah.
Which I'm a strict believer in. You should not be.
Like,
Your kid has friends for a reason.
Another
Yeah.
conversation.
and it's something.
Yeah. I mean, no. Look, I don't have a problem with parents being friends, but that it's down the list of importance.
Talking about
yeah.
schools and having that as a something that is there as an option, which I think we're kind of all agreeing now at the end of the day that is with parameters, with guidelines. If all things have been exhausted and it's deserved, then
Bring on the rice.
Circumstances.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then you have to have the other side that, parents don't really care. And they're like, just don't do it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they just keep doing it and doing it. And doing it.
there's
It-
all sorts of scenarios. There's all sorts of circumstances. There's
So I think paddling is a good thing. And to a certain
Yeah, you guys swayed me. But not, I'm still like, no, not at school, which is the main topic. I still think you should keep it at home. But kids shouldn't be able to call the cops on their parents
What happens
for
if the
whooping them
parents-
if they get in trouble.
They don't discipline them at home. What happens then?
Or like,
And
let's
the
say they
kids
don't
are
need, they have a
assholes at
foster
home-
parent.
at school.
Then they act out and they go to jail. I don't know.
That's what they do now.
Yeah, that's what
And then
I'm.
we
Yeah.
pay for them.
I'm
That's a little
stuck.
Yeah,
outside
and then
the
we
day,
pay
they go
for
right to
them.
jail.
Yeah. So. I mean, we're all kind of we're hitting some nuances, but it's kind of been kind of a cool show in that this is kind of the point of the show.
This is fun.
Is that we bring these very differing views, onto the table, and we're trying to teach America that an amazing thing happens when you have civil conversation where you're actually respecting each other's opinion and just asking questions and trying to understand. And this is what happens. This is kind of cool, So it's what we do. So how are we looking at time? Well, we're like perfect. All right. So look, we got to take a break again, but when we come back now, we are going to have some art, and we're going to have some music, and we're going to have a good time in the last segment of the show here. So you'll definitely want to come back. We're going to have some music by 54 Reasons, which I got to find out what are the reasons. So,
You have to tell me.
so we'll be right back after another message from our sponsors here. So, see you shortly. Do you suffer from chronic back pain? There is a solution to the suffering. The Body Mechanics, an orthopedic and medical massage focused practice that specializes in helping clients work through and overcome musculoskeletal injuries and chronic pain. By applying our science-based concepts through the art of massage therapy techniques, we can help you eliminate that pain. At The Body Mechanics, we take it as our responsibility to provide our clients with the highest level of care. We take time to get to know you, your history, and your obstacles, and most importantly, your wellness goals. We help you meet your goals through skillfully applied advanced massage therapy techniques and recommending self-care routines to improve overall well-being. Come in today and let The Body Mechanics apply our years of training and expertise to soothe away your aches. Mention this ad and receive our functional movement assessment for free, a $35 savings. All right, welcome back to the show. The Art of Dispute. We've had a great conversation.
Do you mean
Corporate punishment in school. Corporal punishment in school, paddling. Should we or shouldn't we? The panelists all come together a little bit. More or less on the, yeah, it should be on the table maybe as an extreme option, kind of case by case. Got to have some specific settings where it's like, more than one person in the room, cameras and whatnot, so the kids just don't get beat down. But we've had a great discussion on it. Now we are going to do what the Art of Dispute is all about. We love having local artists on the show and celebrating our local talent here in Houston.
That's awesome.
And so we're gonna first, Joy. Are we gonna go to music first, or we're gonna go to the artist first?
Music.
Music first. Rock on.
Or
So we're gonna flip over to 54 Reasons, and they're gonna do a little song for us. And I don't know how's that camera look, but we're gonna flip over to them now, and. You got it? Are you over to them?
Technical difficulties.
All right. Our cameraman had a little too much wine, passed out, so we had to adjust it ourselves. So, all right, take it away, guys.
All right, so this song is called Houston. We released it like probably last year, and it's pretty cool. It's about Houston.
as simple as it was like, okay, I'll make it all happen on this.
That sounds beautiful.
All right.
Hurt your hands when you
And if all of
Every
the
time.
Yeah.
and if all of the crazy shifting camera angles and wobbling cameras bother you, feel free to make a donation to the Art of Dispute so we can buy another camera. We're getting there, folks. You know, it's a costly
$1 at a
endeavor.
time.
That's right. That's right, man. So, man, fantastic job,
Thank you,
guys.
man.
That was awesome.
Yeah. A little Green Day thing going on there a little bit. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
I've been learning the songs for a whole like 2 days now, so we're getting there. We're getting ready for that show at Warehouse Live,
It's gonna be awesome.
29th
I
October.
want to go.
Right on. That was
You
good.
guys
Yeah.
got free tickets,
Really good.
obviously.
All
You
right.
know. And if you comment on the video, I will give you free tickets to our show as well. Warehouse
right.
Live, October 29th, with assuming we survive.
Yeah.
You
We're
will.
opening up.
Yay! Free tickets.
All right, Joy, I've got to fess up and tell you I just drank from your wine. So,
I don't really care.
yeah, it was, I just took a swig of it and I'm like, ooh, that is not the same wine I was drinking. The doctor says the rash will clear up in a couple days. So,
You mean I gotta clean my glass?
shouldn't worry about that. So, yeah, it'll go away after a couple days. So, all right, so Joy.
I was hoping the logo was still up there because I just got my logo redone, and I'm so excited because the dragonfly is my totem.
It's in the comments.
Okay, so you won't notice it right away, which if you look at any of my pieces, there's faces and all sorts of things in it. And he made the J and the B into the dragonfly
Nice.
by the name, and I'm so in love with it. So that was, part of the process of getting the website going. I want to do the videos. I want to get Sketchins on there. I want to have the blog. I want to have other artists. I want it to be a focal place for it to come back to. Everything is so diluted in social media right now. And we all need to help each other out, but it's difficult. So, getting back into the arena, this has been wonderful to be part of the show. I've met so many incredible people, and that's the key, is connecting and networking and all that. So I'll give away free stuff for emailing me your information on Instagram or Facebook. So when I do launch the Facebook or the website, I will, yes. You know what, I'm going to do a weekly giveaway. I think that'd be kind of a cool thing.
That
Yes.
actually
Yes.
Sign me up.
We should
Give
talk
away
about
now.
setting up your messenger so that people can message you on your page.
Oh.
Earlier.
Yes.
Did I
Something
mention
like
I'm
the way we
technology?
reach out to our viewers.
Right. Yeah. So,
They're teaching me.
yeah, it'll be pretty cool.
Yes.
Okay, so Hannah,
So I kind of want to do a plug and a plug. The picture that is
it's like Inception but different.
posted in the comments.
No, it's gonna be scrolling.
Okay, the scrolling picture is Songkran Thai Kitchen, and that's in Uptown. That's our most recent big project that we did. It's a delicious restaurant. All of you should go and tell them that you know us, and grab one of our cards there. Also, we launched a project called Let's Decorate Our City, and we're looking for more artists to collaborate with.
Nice.
And we are, like I said, decorating the city. Our main muralist, Alex, who we read a comment from, he's, like I said, our main muralist, and he does most of the big work. So if you could reach out to us on our Instagram. We are also doing a canvas giveaway on our Instagram.
That was Alex
Starting
Alvarez?
today. Huh?
That was Alex Alvarez?
Alex Roseman.
Oh, different person. Okay,
Rose.
thank God. I was like, because I thought you were talking about Alex Alvarez for a second there, because I was like, oh, dang, I just said it was Alex Alvarez who ran our production for a while, thinking it was a different person.
No.
So, anyway,
But
I was right, thank goodness. Okay.
Instagram at Roseman Arts. Come check us out. Enter to win our free canvas painting.
Awesome. Wow. All right. So, a lot of...
Kind of liking the paddle now.
Right? Joy is embracing the idea of the paddle now. Did you notice that?
We could go all over
if
him.
she paddles me, I mean, I wouldn't.
Hey!
I'd be like,
woohoo!
more.
We just lost our PG rating. All right.
Completely different.
Actually, that happened a long time ago.
That happened when
Yeah,
Vaughn's
that was
first F-bomb.
totally gone. Totally gone.
It's on the paddle.
All right, closing thoughts. Closing thoughts. This is a kind of tell me where you're at. Are you in a different place with where you started out with this? Just kind of let's go around and wrap it up.
Well, I'm going to look and see what has the time period between my childhood and now. I mean, I know Yes, my mind has been changed a lot, which usually happens because you get stuck in your time period, you get stuck in your age, and that happens to a lot of people. And that's what I love about this kind of discussion is information is ignorance is not good. You know, the information has led me to broaden my perspective and my mind about it.
Right on. Very cool. Hannah.
Thinking Hannah.
My position's pretty the same. But other than that, no, I really do think that there should be more discipline in the household. The problem is there's not a way to, you know, like, hey, you guys should discipline your kids. That's not going to happen. So I feel like the only real thing that we can do is if the parents aren't disciplining, then the school should discipline. So
I think we should give, you know, kids struggling, you know, the option, put these kids into art programs or music programs. But at the same time, I think that, you know, self-discipline should be kept at home as far as like paddling and the spoon or the belt or whatever should be kept at home. Schools should try to direct it into something more positive, you know, and we'll talk about paddling later.
I have
I
to
can
pass.
scoot back.
The after show.
Should, yes.
The after show. Subscription only.
Charges extra.
Woo!
Sorry, I'm
Warm
making
in
a joke
here?
like
Is it
that
just
now.
me? Oh, wow.
See about give me
Yeah. All right.
My perspective is still the same. If a kid is gonna go up to a teacher, then he should get whooped. You know what I mean? That's how my thing is. But if he's just talking or on his phone or chewing gum, then no.
You know,
So we changed, but we didn't.
yeah. I mean, it was you changed the most in your position.
Yes.
And I'm on. I was like I said. I was.
Which we love.
Yeah, you know, it's cool. I was kind of. I'm on the fence with it. I just think it should be.
I'm just sad that we need it.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I
Yeah,
am.
it is.
And that's why, you know, if we exhaust all other ways of positive reinforcement and find out, you know, the motivation and the reasons, yes, there, you know, if that has to happen, if that consequence needs to be there, then I have now become you know, I can see that. But that's sad.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of, for me, it's kind of weird. I'm like, I would say Chris's position, right? And
Being bent over.
No.
Hold on, we're
Not
talking
even fair. I'm not
I'm
fair.
gonna break
You're talking about
character.
you, Chris?
on a show where we're talking about paddling, I probably shouldn't refer to positions.
That
Um,
begged for trouble there.
I'm gonna hold Chris's point of view, where
Sorry.
I'm going to say that I really would like us to get creative in how we try to get to the root of what's going on in the kid's life, and addressing that. Because I'm definitely a believer in that. There's an old saying that says, hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
Right? I straight up know that's true. Like, the kids that are acting like wackos in school probably have no home life. The parents aren't present. They're not involved, etc. And they're trying to lash out in different ways that they get attention. And any attention is better than no attention, kind of a thing, you know? And so I get that. I mean, I absolutely get that. And I wish we could do a better job in figuring that out, you know, beforehand. At the same time, I'm like, there's going to be a point where I break, and I'm like, I don't care what's going on. You're not going to blow up on a teacher. You're not going to throw a punch at him or whatever else. I'm going to set a standard here
Yeah.
that says
For sure.
there's fallout, and it's big fallout,
Yeah.
right? Right, and it's gonna be real. You're gonna regret it, right? Right. And that needs to be there. The flogging will continue until morals improve. That's our production crew behind the scenes.
Chris,
I love
was
it.
that you?
I love it.
That was me.
Oh, that was Stasi. That was Stasi. Oh, that was great. And which
I've got
great
one.
time to plug. We are broadcasting live from the Art by Stasi Studios at Hardy and Nance Studio number 17. Come out tonight at 5 o'clock, 5 to 9, for Just Ink number 7. Over 30 artists out here. It's going to be a great event. You'll want to come by. And we're going to be back here next week, live Friday at 6 p.m. for the last, wow, the last Wine to Wine show
Oh.
for a while.
There it
For
is.
a while.
For a while, because we're combining the shows into the art of dispute. We're pouring all our effort behind it because we're going to TV. But we're going to do a big, once a quarter live show where we invite out a live studio audience. It's going to be a big shindig, lots of people. And rather than having audience comments on the feed, it's going to be happening with the live audience. We're going to have musicians out from all the past shows doing stuff, you know. So it's going to be a big event. We're going to do that once a quarter to keep the Wine to Wine show thing going. So, another great show. We'll see you guys this coming Friday, 6 p.m. live. We'll be back here. We're out.